Let's explore the interface for iMovie for the desktop. iMovie for the desktop interface is divided into 4 areas. Let's look at all 4. First one is your media panel. The media panel holds your iMovie library. The iMovie library is where all your media is stored. We can make subsets of our iMovie library called events. Think of it as a folder, or if you come from other video editing software, sometimes it's referred to as a bin. A bin was used to store film rolls back in the day. And our project itself, in this case, the cooking class. So we have our library, subset, event, which holds content, and then lastly, our project itself. Next to it is our browser. Our browser allows us to browse any media that we have in our iMovie library. And by moving the mouse over, we can actually scrub through the content, and we can see it in our viewer. We'll discuss the viewer in a minute. In our browser area, we have our media. We can also access audio, like say sound effects that are built in. We can also access titles, backgrounds, and transitions. We can also search for any content within our browser. In this case, I want to do, say, cross. So anything that comes up across would be there automatically. Click on the X, it deletes it. If I go back to media, I can also organize my clips by favorites. How do I do a favorite? I like this clip. I click on the heart, and now it's a favorite. And I go to all clips, and I go back to favorites, and that's all I see. Next to the browser is the viewer. The viewer allows us to look at content that we have in our browser and also our timeline. So I can look at it from 2 different angles. In my viewer area, we have a series of tools that we'll go over extensively in the tutorial on the viewer. But basically, it's color balance, color correction, cropping, stabilization, volume, background noise, speed, filters, and information. We have our transport controls down below. We have our microphone for doing a voiceover, and we can go full screen if necessary. Lastly, on the bottom, our last panel is our timeline. Our timeline holds our project story. We have clips, video clips that have the video and audio. We have titles, so we can view our title. We have transitions, so we can look between scenes. We have cutaways, a secondary storyline, whereas this piece comes in, it switches to the second picture. And then lastly, our soundtrack. We can also enlarge or reduce the media in our timeline. In this case, I'm going to bring it down to the smallest size. So these are our 4 major areas: media panel, browser, viewer, timeline. But we also have some other functions that we have built into iMovie for the desktop that did not appear in iMovie for the iPhone or iPad. We have a menu system where I can pull down menus. And next to our menu system is a command key. So instead of clicking on my import button here or going to File down to Import, I can hit the Command I key and my import panel comes up. In this case, I'll close it up. So I'm able to use keystrokes. I can also, if I'm in an area, hold on a Control key and click, and another set of menus come up. So I can split clip if I need to, freeze audio. In this case, I say if I want to detach audio, I can do that. See how that works. Click on it, Control, right click, detach audio, and now I have detached audio, and I'm just going to move it up so it's above my soundtrack. So we can navigate by using menus and keystrokes. When we're in our timeline, I can also use my cursor to move along and fine tune where I'm going. I can also use the keyboard to navigate in my timeline. A couple keys to remember is your J, K, L key. L meaning play, K meaning stop, and J meaning go backwards. And if I hold it down, I can go backwards faster and stop. And if I hold the L key down, I can go faster forward. So, as you see, we have a variety of different ways of navigating around our interface with iMovie for the desktop. Which one you pick is up to you. Whatever makes your workflow go faster.